time? That clock is off. Want to make sure? 6:01. Okay, fine. We'll reconvene now from our closed session to open session, and we'll be led by Pledge of Allegiance by our Student Board Rep, Amkar Khatri.
Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Should I start with a moment of silence? Okay, so here's for the moment of silence. When walking in a school restroom, it's not uncommon to smell a kid's favorite smells: cotton candy, bubble gum, and even chicken and waffles. Unfortunately, the price that's paid for those delicious smells is to the detriment of the lung health and overall health of the kid vaping, and the kid who simply wishes to go about their business. According to the FDA, about 1 in 10, aka 2.5 million U.S. middle and high school students, have used e-cigarettes in a span of 30 days. Dangerous aerosols, filled with the same chemicals you find in cleaning products, have already claimed hundreds to thousands of lives. Here's a moment of silence for those students who continue to fight the battle against addiction, and to those that have unfortunately lost it.
Moment of silence? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Amkar. Now we'll have a closed session report out by General Trejo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Item 4.1, no reportable action taken regarding public employee performance evaluation superintendent. 4.2, no reportable action taken regarding unrepresented employee superintendent. Item 4.3, no reportable action taken regarding negotiations. 4.4, the Board of Trustees unanimously voted to approve separate agreements for 4 employees subject to termination due to the reduction or elimination of certain services performed by certificated employees. The agreements deem the request for hearings/notices of participation submitted by the employees as withdrawn in exchange for a brief extension of the employees' health and welfare benefits after their layoff. Item 4.5, no reportable action taken regarding personnel. 4.6, this item was pulled prior to the adoption of the agenda. 4.7, the Board of Trustees took formal action with a 5-0 vote to approve the expulsion of students 22-26, 22-32, and 22-34.
Thank you. And at the pleasure of the board, we're moving on to item 6, recognitions. And because we have students in the audience and they may have some homework or tests they need to prepare for, I'd like to move them from 6.3, 4, and 5, move them up above 6.1, and so we can start the recognition right now. Is that okay with the board?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to start at 6.3, which is the Cypress High School CIF Southern Section Northern Division Boys Wrestling Champion. And I think we have some in the audience. So we'll start out with Tyler Thingren. And I'm going to come up here to the podium, and maybe the board can come up here in the middle. Is Tyler here? Tyler's not here, but I will read about Tyler anyhow. Tyler's a senior at Cypress High School. He was a 3-time CIF qualifier, 2-time CIF placer, 2-time Masters qualifier, and a CIF champion. He's also wrestles all the while maintaining a 4.0 GPA. So let's give him a round of applause. And if he shows up later, we'll give him a certificate at that time. 6.4, Anaheim High School, CIF Southern Section Eastern Girls Division Wrestling Champion, and that is Liliana Valderas. Come forward. Liliana is a freshman at Anaheim High School. She holds a 33-2 record with 23 wins, coming by way of pins. Was crowned the 121-pound Southern Section Eastern Division Champion, Southern Section Masters Champion, and CIF State Runner-Up. She was named the Orange County League MVP for girls wrestling and first team All-County by the Orange County Register. Liliana also maintained a 4.0 GPA for the first semester. She has been wrestling since the age of 7 and has previously earned the honors of Tulsa National Champ, USA Wrestling All-American, and Rocky Mountain National Champion. She hopes to add Freestyle National Champion, High School State Champion, and High School National Champion in the coming years. Wait, one more. Nothing yet. After high school, she intends to wrestle in college and then compete in and win an Olympic gold medal for the United States. Now we can clap. Yay. That was Ms. Janet Brown representing Luke Correa's office. So she received a certificate from Mr. Correa. Okay, fantastic. Can you imagine? She's just beginning. 6.5, Magnolia High School Division 12 Southern Section CIF Girls Soccer Championship champions and Orange County Register's Coach of the Year, Erin Jones. So do we have any of the girls here tonight? Well, come on up. Come on down. Okay, Magnolia Division 7 CIF Southern Section Girls Soccer Champions. On Friday, February 24th of this year, the Magnolia High School varsity girls soccer team won the CIF Division, Southern Section Division 7 championship game against La Quinta with a score of 2-1 at Bolsa Grande High School Stadium in Garden Grove. The title was the first CIF Southern Section title in the school's history, which opened in 1961. This is also the girls' fourth Orange League title. The Sentinels are coached by head coach Erin Jones, as well as assistant coach Alyssa Garcia and Wilfredo Velasco. Let's give them a hand. But oh. Okay, besides their accomplishments, Erin Jones, Division 7 CIF Southern Section Coach of the Year. Isn't that fantastic? On March 1st of this year, Erin Jones was selected as the Division 7 CIF Southern Section Coach of the Year. This is his first CIF coaching title in his 21 years as the head coach. He was also selected as the 2023 Orange County Register Coach of the Year, and he was named Orange League Coach of the Year. This marks Mr. Erland's first CIF Southern Section title and his fourth Orange League title. Congratulations, Coach. Coach, do you want to have a few words to say, or no? Yeah, that's enough, huh? All right, keep coaching. I don't know a coach that doesn't want to talk, so here we go.
I'm one of them. I just want to say that the girls and my coaching staff, they really worked hard all season long. They did the work. I just helped guide them. And I just want to thank them and everybody in this district and the community for the support that we've had all season long. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. Thank you, ladies. You can go home and get to homework. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that Lou Correa's office also had more certificates for the girls. So my error on that. Sorry, Janet. Oh, and representative from Doug Chafee, Supervisor Doug Chafee's office also. Anything more? What more? It's always wonderful when we can recognize our students' success throughout the district. And this is just sort of a tip of the iceberg of what happens throughout our 46 square miles in our district. So congratulations to you again. Okay, moving back to 6.1, Anaheim Union High School District Teachers of the Year. And the Board of Trustees would like to recognize the Anaheim Union High School District Schools 2022-2023 Teachers of the Year. Each school site selected a Teacher of the Year and submitted him or her for consideration for the AUHSD Teachers of the Year awards. A committee then had the very difficult challenge of reviewing and nominating letters for each of these outstanding teachers and selecting 3 district Teachers of the Year who exemplify the best of the best. These 3 teachers will now be considered for the Orange County Teachers of the Year recognition program. 5 county Teachers of the Year will be honored at an awards ceremony in November. And the first teacher, I should have had the board stay up there, sorry about that. Mandy Johnson from CVA. I guess it really doesn't hurt us to have a little exercise, get up and move it back and forth. So, come right on up while I talk about you. So, Mandy Johnson from Cambridge Virtual Academy. She teaches English, 15 years with AUHSD, and Mandy is a teacher who truly embodies 21st century skills, and she has a talent for creating interactive and engaging lessons that challenges her students to think critically, collaborate with their peers, and communicate their ideas effectively. She is an advocate for inclusivity and kindness and works hard to create a safe and supportive learning environment where all students feel valued. Mandy is an active member of the district-wide mindfulness cohort and regularly incorporates mindfulness practice into her classrooms, helping her students develop greater focus, self-awareness, as well as emotional intelligence. Her dedication to her students and her commitment to excellence make her a valuable asset to the school, community, and the district. Congratulations, Mandy. Next is Christy Kennelly. Christy? There she is. Pardon me? Oh, she's 6. Okay, you're going to accept the awards instead. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, team. Team. Hey. Okay. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about Christy. You helped her. Okay. Do you want to read? You want to read this? She teaches math. She's been with the district for 19 years, and she is positive, caring, and compassionate educator who creates engagement in her classroom by incorporating educational tech tools to support student learning. She is an instructional leader on campus and often leads demonstration lab for teachers to model best practices and instructional tools. Christy is intentional about the systems in place on campus to promote a positive, caring, and compassionate community. She is in her classroom before school, after school, and during lunch tutoring students in addition to coordinating the PO Push program, which is an intervention program for students to work on missing assignments and projects so they can improve their grades. So congratulations, Christy. Okay, the last person, Brian Shoemaker from Dale Junior High. Brian teaches math. He's been with the district for 23 years. He is a compassionate educator who serves and supports students and staff through his service as math department chair, co-leader of the STEAM focus team, as well as member of site leadership team, capstone implementation team, financial literacy team, school site council, and counselor advisory committee. He has an open door policy which allows parent and staff members into his classroom for reflective learning skills, for reflective learning walks. Brian takes this opportunity to gather valuable feedback about his classroom practices. Brian created the first STEM class at Dale in order to offer his students the opportunity to practice creativity through innovation, learn about career paths in STEM. He also collaborated with a team of teachers to implement a school-wide project-based learning program. Congratulations, Brian. Thank you. Now I think that's all I have. We can go back to our seats. Thank you. But I'm not doing it. Okay, see, I'm sorry. Come back. Come back. Well, I want an exercise. All right. Darn. All right. All right, next, item 2, Kindness Matters Awards. Celebrating kindness is a valued quality and a priority for the Board of Trustees. It is acknowledged that even the smallest acts of kindness by a single person have the power to change the lives of our students and community. With this in mind, the Board of Trustees began this recognition in 2011, honoring students, parents, district employees, and community members for their acts of kindness. All individuals recognized were nominated by a staff member, student, or community member, and selected by the Kindness Matters Committee. And Celeste Kruger is going to lead the way. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening, Board President O'Neill, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Matsuda, Cabinet, and guests. So I'm excited to be here. I'm honored to be here to present these awards tonight. So we're going to present the recipients of the Kindness Matters Award for the spring 2022-2023 school year. Assisting me tonight is Teresa Rodarte. And so to be a recipient of this award, one must go above and beyond to demonstrate compassion, kindness, and care for others. And the following people have done that. So recipients, when I call your name, please come forward to receive your award. Our first recipient is Yamila Castro. She is a teacher at Western High School, and she was nominated by her principal, Lorena Moreno. So Yamila serves as department chair of the World Language Department at Western, and she is the community schools team leader. This year, she has gone out of her way to build a strong sense of community at Western High School. She writes positive notes to staff members to recognize and affirm their contributions to our school community. She buys little gifts for office staff members to recognize them for their positive customer service to our families, students, and staff members. She sends positive emails to our school community celebrating the accomplishment of all members of our school community. She will often spend her own money to buy these gifts and cards to recognize and celebrate different members of the school community. She buys snacks for our meetings to add to a welcoming environment with our staff and parents. Thank you so much, Ms. Castro. Our next recipient is David Peters. Is David here? David is a volunteer at Kennedy High School. Mr. Peters has been a faithful supporter of the Shamrock Regiment, which is the John F. Kennedy High School Band and Color Guard, for several decades. He is an alumnus from the early 1980s and credits his time in the band program with the success he has experienced as a small business owner. Mr. Peters is incredibly gracious and giving of both his time and financial support. This year and last year, he covered the cost of our banquet facility rental, so the individual cost for students and families was very low. He has also donated numerous instruments over the last decade, such as chimes, euphoniums, and flugelhorns, and he's willing to tow an equipment trailer for numerous events throughout the year. Additionally, he serves as a parliamentarian on our booster board. Mr. Peters is simply a volunteer who strongly believes in giving back as a sign of gratitude. Thank you, Mr. Peters. Our next recipient is Kelly Stevens. So Kelly is a school counseling intern at Cypress High School. Kelly is pure joy. She has stepped into a counseling intern role at a large and busy site with enthusiasm, professionalism, and kindness. Kelly easily puts students at ease by treating them with respect and showing them that she genuinely cares. She conducts EMT student interviews with compassion and her notes are thorough and helpful for the team. Everyone who comes in contact with Kelly notices her joyful nature and random acts of kindness. In fact, she is so wonderful that staff members believe she is already a full-time school counselor. Recently, the site experienced the loss of a colleague, and Kelly jumped in to support the counseling and office staff by checking in on them, again showing genuine concern for others. Thank you, Kelly. Our next recipient is Eve Sullivan. So Eve is a teacher at Lexington Junior High School. She was nominated by A.J. Dunham. Ms. Dunham says that Eve hosts art sessions for the staff after school periodically. Her room is warm and inviting. Upon entering, there is classical music playing, and it has a very relaxing vibe. She also provides snacks for the attendees. Every session she teaches her colleagues different techniques to create small pieces of art. It is a joy to go into her room after work and have the relaxing experience of creating something beautiful. The art sessions for her colleagues is definitely above and beyond her job description and helps to build camaraderie among staff. Thank you, Ms. Sullivan. Our final recipient of the evening is Putoa Fuega. Mr. Fuega. Mr. Fuega is the JRTC instructor at Magnolia High School, and he was nominated by the assistant principal, Cynthia Lundgren. Mr. Fuega is new to Anaheim Union High School District. As the JRTC instructor, he has led the Magnolia JRTC instruction successfully. He has also become Magnolia's head football coach. He very quickly developed strong relationships with the students. Magnolia has an 11th grade foster youth student that participates in the JRTC class and in football. This student was recently removed from his home and was initially homeless. Mr. Fuega and his wife decided to foster him so that the student can continue to attend Magnolia, which the student describes as his only family. Mr. Fuega has gone above and beyond to support this student. Taking him into his home to secure the student's success is the priority. Mr. Fuega states, "I want the student to become a better human." I think that's all that needs to be said about this very special human, Mr. Fuega. Great. That's our recipients for this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you all to all of our Kindness Matters winners. It's amazing to hear what they contribute to society and to our school community. So thank you again. We'll give it a moment while they leave. Okay, he's going to leave early too. Okay. Yeah. Okay, next we have reports. We start out with the student representative's report. And before he speaks, I'd like to just announce that he's been accepted to Stanford. Congratulations, Uncle. Take it away.
Thank you so much for the congratulations. Thank you, everyone. Also, before I begin the student report, I do want to say thank you so much for the board for having me here. You guys do so much for our students, and I'm very, very gracious to be here, and I'm very happy that I got to spend this year with y'all. And also on that note, the ambassadors have this tradition where we have like a send-off, and it's on April 26th, that Wednesday from 6 p.m., and we would love it if the board and cabinet could join us. We would love to see your company. So if you could, it will be in the district, Ms. Roshi texted me the name. I'm blanking it. Sorry. The lounge? District lounge?
Right here, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the lounge. So it'll be there.
What time will it be?
6 p.m.
What did he say it was?
on the 26th, that Wednesday. But yes, thank you so much. Thank you for everything you do for students. And so for the board report, or for the student report. So on March 8th, Anaheim High School held its first Women's March during 6th period International Women's Day. So clubs like Bros, Wrestling, Crown, Gold, NJROTC, Art Club, and organized by Andrea Monroy, the ASB secretary, and Metzli Cariola, the ASB president. They held this Women's March, and where they empowered women on campus and empowered the movement of women, since it was Women's History Month. So on to CVA. CVA held a masquerade event where it was actually their first time having a masquerade event. They had food, music, activities organized by ASB, conga line, musical chairs, and a whole other array of exciting activities. Cypress is actually from Lexington, but I know a couple of kids from Cypress were also pulled, like there are band kids. Lexington Junior High School hosted JBTC Film Crew, which is a Korean national television channel for a new cooking show. So they actually had some band kids and other kids on campus from Cyprus go to Lexington and get filmed to be televised in Korea. So that's a pretty huge international label for the AUHSD. Moving on to Gilbert. So Gilbert participated in Project Hope to get a tour of UCLA and the facilities they have. It was inspiring for students, and they empowered many to continue their academic ventures. At Catella, they held the Miss Catella's Talent Show, which showcased the diverse talents of students in a grand auditorium. They performed live and recorded personal videos, and overall, it was a huge success, and it celebrated individuality and artistic expression. At Kennedy, the Irish Academic Decathlon team was able to take home 5th overall at the California Academic Decathlon tournament, and they were able to win first in their division. So kudos to the Irish Acadeca. Loera held the AUHSD Soapbox Speech Finals, where they had a great many participants give really emotional, empowering speeches. The winners from junior high division were LACD Mohammed, and then the first place from high school was Mimi Al-Khalak. So it was a really great event. I was there, and I saw some of the board members there too, and it was truly a very inspiring event, seeing their voices being held. Magnolia held a Clash of Classes event, which was basically this inter-school competitive little fun event where they had things like a dance battle, which was apparently the highlight. So students of different classes dance battle to see who was the most festive class for Magnolia. Oxford Academy had their Health Occupation Students of America host a state leadership conference recently, and their advisor, and which is also the Oxford biotech teacher, June Quenza, he was inducted into the HOSA Hall of Fame, and many of the students were given awards, and some were even elected to the state board for HOSA. At Savannah, the GLLA, which is the Global Language and Leadership Academy, took their first trip to Costa Rica for an educational tour, where they had things like ziplining, fruit tasting, and other ventures to learn about Costa Rica more. So once again, second country in the student report. So I think that's pretty huge. Finally, Western's AVID program also embarked on a field trip to UCLA with 76 students, and while on campus, they were able to talk to alumni, Western alumni, who are UCLA freshmen, so they can connect with inspiring role models, and overall, it was amazing for prospective students and really emboldened student voice. So thank you for the board for all the things that have helped students do.
Thank you. Great report and wonderful presentation again. Thank you. Next, student speakers. Do we have any student speakers in the house that would like to come? There's one on the, okay. Okay. Michael Flores, Gilbert High School.
Good evening. I am Michael Flores, the Alternative Education Student Ambassador, or Gilbert High School Student Ambassador for short, our newest democracy school. And I'm also the class representative for Gilbert High School's GSA, or Rainbow Gladiators for short. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you here tonight. The Rainbow Gladiators of Gilbert High School would like to specifically thank the Board of Trustees, ASTA, and members of our AUHSD committee for supporting and advocating for LGBTQ+ youth in our district. I'd like to also introduce Alondra, our GSA treasurer, and Liz, our GSA secretary. The Rainbow Gliders would like to share with you who we are and what makes us a unique, standout student advocacy group in our school and community. GSA is Gender and Sexualities Alliance, also known as Gay Straight Alliance. This is a communications class and club, which was formed at our school 9 years ago by Miss Monique Mawson, our fearless founding advisor, who entrusted Miss Freeze to be our new advisor this year, a year filled with many accomplishments and experiences. Rainbow Gladiators is a safe place to be yourself no matter how you identify. Because of your support of our alliance, we would have likewise received the support of our site leaders and LGBTQ+ Center of Orange County. We have felt empowered to participate with both our school and local community in such ways as publishing stories in our school newspaper, the Gladiator Times, volunteering for Foster Friends Thrift Center to support homelessness and LGBTQ+ youth. We've also hosted educational group meetings and participated at both our biggest event this year, Breathe Healthy, Live Mindfully, and our Back to School Night, having a booth to represent the LGBTQ+ youth. We also lead educational discussions and presentations to both faculty and staff. We also are celebrating Pride Week, May 19th, 15th to 19th, on our campus, and we are developing and hosting the first annual GSA picnic at Gilbert this year. These things could only be possible with the support of our district and community leaders and support staff, and even our teachers. So thank you again for your continued support of Rainbow Gladiators and all the GSA clubs and LGBTQ in our district. I would also like to have an extended invite to the Board of Trustees when we have our date finalized for the GSA picnic, if any of you are wanting to come to see and help support this event. Thank you for the time you gave us to speak. I hope you all have a great evening.
Thank you, Michael. Well done. We always enjoy hearing the students come forward and speak. Next is recognitions, associations. We have this evening, we have our ASTA president, Grant Schuster. We have Juan Alvarez, who is from Anaheim School District as a trustee. And I don't know of any other association representatives in the audience, so I'm going to ask. Oh. No, okay. So Grant Schuster from
ASTA.
I was going to say APGA. I knew that was not right. Sorry about that, Mr. Asta.
All right. Good evening, Board President O'Neill, trustees, district cabinet, and everyone joining us here tonight in person and online. Spring board meetings are often a time to celebrate and honor our students, staff, and community. While we continue to have amazing teachers and students to celebrate, we also have been challenged with adversity in our community and on our campuses. My primary goal over the last 5 years that I've spent in this position has been to build relationships for times just like this. The work the association and district leadership have done toward this end has already produced positive results this spring. I want to acknowledge the great work done between ASTA and the Human Resources Department. Last month, this board unanimously approved a reduction in force of more than a dozen PE teachers. After countless phone calls, meetings, and hours of work, we are pleased that every RIF in the physical education credential area has already been rescinded. In addition, several of the English department RIFs have been rescinded, and we are confident that positions will be found for all of the remaining teachers who have been notified. I want to give a special shout out to Scott Jensen in HR, who has picked up the phone at any time, including many evening and weekend calls to help myself and our ASTA members navigate this process. Another area where we see our relationships at work has to do with safety and security on our campuses. Last week, the ASTA Executive Board met with the District Cabinet and spent over an hour discussing concerns and pathways forward. It is incredibly rare, if not unique, to have district and union leadership coming together and openly and honestly discussing issues. We spent over an hour discussing ideas, including expanding security personnel, growing training programs, increasing pay, and security substitute pools, as well as the possibility of student resource officers on campuses. We also discussed the reintroduction of the board-approved progressive discipline policy. It is incredibly important to make sure that this policy is implemented at every site. The process includes a variety of interventions and resources that support students and help change behaviors. As we continue to move forward, it is important to understand that people at school sites will continue to be our most important asset in supporting students, families, and their needs. Last month, I spoke about balances in various accounts funded through the one-time COVID relief packages. We all understand that some money has been encumbered, and there are big-ticket items, like filtration systems in facilities. However, there is also money that has been prioritized but not spent, and it is incumbent upon all of us to be flexible and nimble based on the needs of our community. An example of this is the Learning Recovery Emergency Block Grant. Over $47 million is being allocated to AUHSD. Half was released in November, and the other half will be released this spring. There will be competing priorities for that money, but we don't see priorities stronger than professionals on campuses building relationships and providing services to students. Those funds could provide a total of 300 teaching positions, for an example. Everyone understands that this money is not a long-term solution, but this relief money is to be spent on supporting students as we exit the pandemic. It is no coincidence that all 4 LCAP focus groups of parents, students, and staff named class size as one of their 3 top priorities in meetings this week. We have the financial ability to reorganize priorities and provide the staff our students and families have called for and need. Let's get that done together. I would like to close on another positive note. Later this month, the National Education Association Vice President Princess Moss will be visiting our district to see how we are becoming a national model for community schools. She will also be here to learn about our whole child approach that de-emphasizes test scores while focusing on skill development and helping students find their voice. Our philosophy around both of these topics was developed collectively, and that has been integral in the success of these programs. We look forward to continued collaboration and finding a way to staff our campuses to provide the services that will enable all of our students to succeed. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Grant. Okay, we have no other associations represented.
Wait a minute. Amanda.
Oh, I thought she said no.
Oh, no, I thought you were asking something else.
Oh, okay, all right. That's okay.
Sorry. Good evening. Good evening, President O'Neill, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Matsuda, Executive Cabinet, students, parents, and school community joining us in person and online. We want to welcome everyone back on behalf of Alta from spring break. We're now in the last quarter of the school year. As you know, this is the busiest time of the year. We're preparing to celebrate and finish the year while planning for a successful start of the upcoming school year. Currently, school sites have been actively working on and finishing the master schedule and are in the midst of hosting student capstone showcases. We want to recognize all of the hard work, planning, and efforts put forth by school sites personnel to make these student experiences a success. Now that we are talking about success, we want to give Hope and Sycamore schools a huge shout out for being named California Democracy Schools. So let's give With this announcement, our district now has 100% of its schools recognized with this distinction. We also want to congratulate Mr. Jose Lara, who was just named AXA Region 17 Continuation Education Options Administrator of the Year for Orange County. In addition, we would like to invite you, the board, and all of the community to present to join us at our upcoming STEAM-A-Palooza event on April 22nd. It is going to be an amazing event showcasing our programs, our students, and their passions. I want to end this report by thanking the site and district leadership for the continued opportunities to collaborate, connect, and address concerns that arise. We appreciate the strengths-based approach and working together to be solution-driven. Thank you.
Okay, next we have any reports from Parent Teacher Association? Anybody from, okay. Jesse.
Good evening, Cabinet, Board, and Superintendent, and all of the audience. My name is Jessie Alvarez. I'm the current Anaheim Secondary Council PTA President, and I am also re-elected for next year, so I will also be the Council President for next year as well. I just want to say thank you to President O'Neill for attending and Robert Saldivar for attending the 4th District PTA Administrators Dinner. It was during spring break, so they gave up their spring break to be with us, so we're very appreciative of that. And then also an invitation. I shared the information with Jaron already, but I don't know if it has made it to you guys yet. But we have our upcoming Honorary Service Awards dinner coming up on May 10th. And this year it will be at Anaheim United Methodist Church. More formal information will come, but we want to make sure you guys all save the date. I have physical save the dates if you'd like one. But you guys are all more than welcome to join us as we honor volunteers that go above and beyond across the district. Every school, does their own individual honorary service awards, and we bring everyone together to celebrate them all as a district. We will be having our last meeting of the year on May 3rd before we break for summer, and then we'll come back strong again in the fall. So I look forward to collaborating with you guys again next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. Okay, we had one student come in, and so we'll go back to item 7.2 for student speakers, and that is Ian Debranitz. Did I get it right? Okay, come on forward, from Western High School.
Hello, everybody. Sorry if I'm a little nervous. This is my first time doing this.
Just relax, no problem. We're here for you.
My name is Ian Antonius Debranitz, and as a student of the Arabic program at Western High School, I offer a possible alternative to the removal of our entire program. For context, to those listening, drops in enrollment in the schools of our district has led to understandable budget decisions from the district that are already incredibly difficult to make, as they are forced to remove teachers as well as entire curriculums. However, I wish to help prevent the removal of the Arabic language curriculum, as it is the only one in the county to my knowledge. This is where my alternative comes in. Instead of defunding a language program, set student caps for others. Some are scared of taking Arabic due to its somewhat complicated nature, but as a now 2-year returning student, I can proudly say that if you just give it a shot, it's not that bad. When it comes to capping other languages, my offer is that you keep a maximum of 3 periods per class, or more if absolutely necessary. This would go for Spanish, Arabic, Japanese, French, etc. They would indeed have a minimum student requirement, but with these newly added student caps, classes are not too full and not too empty. When a period hits the cap, none can enter until the same period of different languages are filled to their maximum. Example, Spanish period 1 is at the cap. Instead of putting them in period 2, you put them in another period 1 class of a different language. While this may bother some at first, the reality of this situation is our students will be more evenly dispersed among language studies, allowing for better career opportunities. However, if we do not consider this cost-effective alternative, then we suffer the loss of a career-rich language we could be teaching more students about. This means if you want a better and more attentive form of studying this language, you would have to go to San Diego, LA, and other Northern California-based cities. This is an issue as commutes are unbearably long and stressful, as well as the living expenses being beyond the salary of most AUHSD families. The Arabic program brings attendance from cities over simply because we offer the exclusive language in our school only. This means we also are connecting a large Middle Eastern community together through the one lifeline that is our school. To remove this class is to remove consideration of the community entirely. Not only is our communal connections jeopardized, but also a chance at a seal of biliteracy in the Arabic language would be forfeited unless you take that test this year. This denies our students a chance and recognition from the state of fluency in the Arabic language. The removal of this curriculum also closes students out from the Arabic Honor Society, which is an international scholarship group that supports students learning the language and heightens the chances of college attendance even for first-generation families. I leave off with this. In the recent events of the Anaheim community, Little Arabia has finally been recognized. This would instantly set back the Middle Eastern community, however, as their own language wouldn't be represented in their county after all the work they put in just to be seen by the city itself. Removing the program is turning the community's victory into a struggle of 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Ian, thank you for your thoughtful presentation. We appreciate your input, and it will be considered. Thank you. Okay, moving on to public comments. Open session items. Opportunities for the public comments occur at the beginning of each agenda item and at this time for items not on the agenda. Persons wishing to address the Board of Trustees should complete a request form available on the information table at the back of the room and submit it to the executive assistant prior to the meeting. I have those here. Each speaker is limited to a maximum of 5 minutes, and there's a timer right here. You can see the red light. And a total of 20 minutes for a single topic. Board members cannot immediately respond to public comments as stated on the speaker request form. So we'll take them as they came in. First request to speak is, I beg your pardon, but Matzo Tepehe, I won't try to, you can help me with that.
Muscle, I heard muscle. It's
Matza.
Masa Tekpatepeyotin. Thank you all. Thank you to see you guys. This is about the name the school colonists, el nombre de la escuela los colonistas de Anaheim High School, para cambiarlo y quitarlo. Es racismo. We remember what you did. We forgive you, but can you? This is written by a federally recognized tribal member, Native American. As these settlements formed into colonies, their societies became, oh, I apologize. Whew, I'm nervous. Okay, I'm going to start over. Acculturation versus assimilation is a very good topic. Assimilation is a process. Acculturation is exchange of cultural futures. For the past 500 years, natives have faced genocide, discolation, various forms of physical, mental, and social abuse. This has led to high rates of violence, assaults, suicide, and poverty. And abuse among the natives today. Natives were seen as subjects of the Spanish crown. To treat them as less than human violated the main law of the universe. Natives are spiritual beings, not religious. This is the reason colonists thought we had, quote, no God or higher power. The colonists took no time to learn about our culture and ways of life. Christianity was introduced during the period of European colonization. The Spanish and the French brought Catholicism to Turtle Islands, while the British and Germans brought Protestantism. English wasn't my first language. Mexicano, that was my first language. Christianity began in the Roman Empire, and Christians refused some of the Roman religious activities. Christians began to be persecuted for their beliefs. Even though natives may have been impressed by the colonists' technology, our people couldn't understand the newcomers' appearance, language, and behavior. Our hospitality and our good natural intentions came with caution. We were viewed as helpful and friendly. Colonists welcomed us into these settlements on our land. The colonists wanted to trade with us, and on a daily basis in hopes to convert us into civilized Christians. As these settlements formed into colonies, their societies became segmented and divided along religious and racial lines. Most people that dwelled there were not free. Labored and servants or slaves, they were forced to become tax-paying subjects of the King of Spain, España, in order to produce wealth for others. And settlers, colonialism was born. From 1492 to 1880, between 2 to 5.5 million natives and 12.5 million Africans were enslaved. The constitutional amendment that ended enslavement of black people did not apply to native peoples. Until 1924, Turtle Islands also became enslaved by the deforestation of the land degradation. Colonists realized that the lands were rich in resources and accepted quickly to exploit them. In 1769, the first missions is built in San Diego throughout San Francisco. The missions from California stretched out towards Florida and Georgia in order to force natives to convert to Roman Catholicism. These missions built by natives and black slaves, foreign diseases, starvation, over excessive physical labor and torture discriminate the people, our people, nuestra gente. In 1800s, another tool the U.S. government used to fix the, quote, Indian problem was the assimilation program of native little ones into Indian boarding schools. We say little ones because we didn't understand counting the years of our life. Government agents kidnapped natives' little ones from their homes, families, and communities. The Indian boarding schools were ran by government and Christian missionaries. The philosophy of these sinister boarding schools was, quote, kill the Indian in him and save the man, quote, by Captain Richard Henry Pratt. By 1969, over 80% of the school-aged native little ones, almost 61,000 attended 408 boarding schools in the United States. There of the 25 Indian boarding schools in California was run by the U.S. government. The cultural genocide, horrific sexual, mental, and physical abuse by little ones that were endured in the hands of the nuns, priests, and major contributions of historical trauma. Native peoples, native little ones were forced into boarding schools in the name of family, refused to cooperate. They were illegally imprisoned, deprived of resources such as food and clothing, including smallpox, leaded by blankets and rotten meat. Our little ones experienced torture, abuse whenever they spoke their native language, including native sign language, showed any of their culture and practices, cutting off our sacred long hair and dressing native little ones' Europeans' clothing, remaining with the Christian names, and the biggest cultural genocide attempt. The last part. Do you know the signs of broken spirit is a sense of holding back or being unable to relax in certain situations that remind you of the painful trauma of the past? Depending on your spirit, such that you sometimes can feel joy, experience an inmate self-worth, allow the tears if needed to heal on self instead of holding them inside, numbing the emotions. These souls are the past emotional injuries and manifest pain, past identities due to loss of culture. After boarding schools, close families were still separated at high rates. Learned by history, statistics, heartbreaking stories. Native advocates pushed federal government to pass an Indian Child Welfare Act known as ICWA. 1978, at the time of ICWA became law, as many one-third Native children became taken from homes after assimilation, as the little ones became children of ICWA, the Foundation Native Tribal Rights and Preservation of Native Families and Culture. 20-year-old campaign failed to erase natives, but its efforts to Turtle Islands still felt today. Colonialism impacts and include environment. Degradation that spread the disease, economic instability,
but
ethnic
your time is
revivals,
up.
and human rights violations, issues that can no longer have outward groups' colonial rules. Last paragraph. I think it is important to remember the study of laws of the universe. It is crucial for the world to understand racism. The law of divine one states of everything is connected, nothing to truly separate from each other. No matter what happens in the physical reality, we are separated from, created from each one of us spiritual level. Last sentence. With what I remember what you did. With that, I remember what you did. I forgive you. But can you? Thank you so much for being respectful. We will change the name of the school to Collins. Thank you.
Next speaker, Janet Brown. Janet Brown, is she still in the audience? There she is. Okay. From Lou Correa's office, Representative Lou Correa.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Matsuda, our Executive Cabinet, AUHSD families and guests. I'm here on behalf of Congressman Correa to read a letter that states, "It has come to my attention from concerned parents that there was an incident at one of our schools that has raised concerns about safety of students and staff. I thank the district for opening up this issue for conversation so we can address these concerns and find solutions. I want you to know my office is available to help and identify federal grant resources available through the Department of Justice, such as the School Violence Prevention Program Grant, and many others that are outlined on the attached list, and I've provided each of you a copy of that. And I'm willing to support your request with letters of support. The availability of services and resources through the new AUHSD Community Resource Centers is extremely valuable asset to our community, as is the $9.1 million in federal funds received by the AUHSD for counselors, social workers, and psychologists. My office will continue to work with the AUHSD to assure that we apply and take advantage of all available opportunities to bring more funding to our schools to provide mental health resources and safety measures for our children and communities. Sincerely, Congressman J. Luis Correa." Thank you, and let us know if we can be of help.
Janet, thank you for your letter. Next speaker, Kenneth Battisti. Is Kenneth still? There he is.
Hello, my name is doesn't matter what my name is. First thing, giving honor to God. I'm here, I know a few of you, and first thing I want to say is thank you for what you do. Our profession, the profession as educators in our society is vastly undervalued. So a lot of these educators that are in here, from what I'm seeing and knowing the stories, just like the gentleman that went ahead and took the kid into his house, is truly heart-giving. I met a certain member of the board, and we discussed some of the ideas that I had. One of the things that I suggested is we have the thing of kindness. Well, with all the hate going around in our nation, shouldn't we go ahead and promote kindness and love to each other? If we don't promote it, then hate continues to go ahead and dominate. Our nation, what are we in need of? More love, kindness, and compassion for each other. Values, languages, we have to open up. We don't want to be like Florida. We don't want to shut down knowledge. We want to expand. We want to go ahead and give our kids what is equipped to go ahead and go up and combat that in a discussion of debate. We must prepare them. It's like a foundation. And in that there, saying that I just came to say, our situation over at Sycamore, we must secure the safety of every staff and every student, not just at Sycamore, but every school. And if we do the right thing, we will be protected. We have been fortunate. We are being blessed to not be in the news for some of the things that's going on in the nation. And I don't even want to mention them because you know what I'm talking about. Blessed that it has not happened to any of our schools. If we promote love and kindness, we will be doing the right thing, and that would ensure for those things to happen. They get mental health grants to recognize students to get out and talk and be able to communicate, because who knows first? Usually it's the student. So we must open up that communication. The wellness, the mental health wellness. The last thing, interaction. I talked to the member about perhaps doing a spelling bee, something academic for every kid in every school that we can go ahead and get them to go in. Should the school district be sponsoring more soccer tournaments? When we have went ahead and took another leap into investments into our kids, such as the soccer grounds, the soccer fields, and now all of a sudden we see it paying off. We must introduce languages to our children at an early age. The elementary union stepped in a few years ago, and I went ahead and I went to that meeting when the superintendent was inaugurated. And behind that meeting, I'll close like this. The second language was evolved for our elementary schools, making it bilingual. We must continue to keep on growing, because that could be a job, a profession, a powerhouse made to go ahead and be expressive. Thank you very much.
Next speaker is Juana Reyes. There she is.
Buenas tardes, respetable público y respetable board. Buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Juana Reyes y soy una mamá de la comunidad. Soy una mamá de la comunidad de Sycamore y estamos aquí representando a toda la comunidad de Sycamore. Somos algunos padres, pero estamos representando a toda la comunidad de Sycamore que viene a pedir ayuda con nosotros. Yo tengo somos 9 personas en mi familia, incluyéndome yo. Tengo 2 estudiantes en elemental Sankis, tengo 1 en Catela, 1 en Sycamore y 2 estudiantes en el colegio de Fullerton. Estamos muy preocupados ahorita por la inseguridad que ha pasado en Sycamore, pero es algo que ya ha pasado por mucho tiempo, por muchos años, y lamentablemente ahorita la comunidad está muy preocupada, muy alterada, aunque no necesitábamos llegar a esto. Yo creo que si cada uno le damos la atención, se abre un foro de información como el que se abrió ayer, que sea algo mensual para poder estar comunicados, atendidos nosotros con nuestras preocupaciones. Creo que cada uno esté atendiendo a todas esas necesidades en la comunidad, especialmente después del COVID, vinieron muchas situaciones emocionales y situaciones de pandillas que ya sabemos que existen. La policía y aquí están comunicados en las escuelas de cuántas pandillas hay en cada área. Entonces, si analizamos el área, sabemos cuántos supervisores de seguridad vamos a mandar sin necesidad de que nuestros directores salgan a ser parte de security cuando ellos tienen que atender casos importantes, como especialmente que no puede tratar un padre, un FACE, lo tienen que hacer nuestros directores. Entonces, si se les da ese apoyo en seguridad, todo va a cambiar. Todo va a cambiar porque va a estar se va a ver ese cambio, va a ser visible. Todos lo estamos viendo, ese cambio, si lo hacen. Queremos una junta informativa mensual, que no sea el cafecito, sino una junta en la tarde, cuando ya las familias vinieron de trabajar y están ahí para atender a sus hijos, que asistan y que se les informe que va a haber esa junta para que no lleguemos al extremo, a la situación que pasó ayer, porque de verdad que es muy vergonzosa cuando tenemos una comunidad de estudiantes excelentes. Es mi tercer hijo en Sycamore, estoy orgullosa de la educación que dan los maestros ahí, estoy muy feliz por esa parte, pero muy preocupada por otra parte, porque soy una madre que representa no solo mis hijos, ni a mi familia, sino a cientos de familias en nuestra comunidad que tienen pena, tienen miedo de hablar porque se les juzga, se les critica como personas que andan alterando la vida. Y no es así. Estamos preocupados por estas situaciones que están pasando, de drogas alrededor de la escuela, de pandillas, como ya lo repetí, y de muchas otras situaciones de bullying para los niños que tienen otra orientación sexual. Se debe atender, se debe de llevar esa bandera y decir, aquí hay un lugar seguro para ti, no te preocupes. Voy a cambiar el tema. Vamos a hablar entonces del calendario escolar. Hace muchos años, como ya les dije, tengo una familia grande, he experimentado en los calendarios que están no alineados con elemental. Yo no tengo descanso nunca, porque cuando no estoy atendiendo, cuando hay vacaciones, yo tengo que estar atendiendo a los de o secundaria o elemental. No tengo descanso, no podemos combinar vacaciones o por lo menos ir a la playa, algo que podemos hacer las familias. Entonces necesitamos que piensen en nosotros, en que debemos tener una conexión familiar, todos, y que por favor hagan el propósito de comunicarse con la elemental y hacer este paso tan importante para nuestras familias que están interesadas en eso. Esa es una parte del calendario. Mi otra parte de la que yo les quiero hablar es de que somos una comunidad unida, que estos pasos que yo estoy aquí diciéndole, estos temas, lo hemos revisado y es algunos de tantos temas que yo vengo a hablarles esta noche, que yo les vengo a exponer, que por favor nos den la atención y que nos se inviten aquí también de una forma cordial. Como esta noche estuvimos aquí, también otras noches que nos presenten, porque, por ejemplo, ayer nosotros tenemos varios comités dentro de la escuela de padres trabajando de voluntarios, pero también nosotros tenemos que entrar estructurados al patio, tenemos que entrar con orden, porque también hemos visto voluntarios que le faltan el respeto a nuestra directora, que le faltan el respeto, le gritan. Esa no es la manera de hablar con un superior o con un representante de educación.
Ms.
No
Reyes?
podemos gritar.
Ms. Reyes,
Sí.
your time is up.
I'm sorry, okay? Okay, thank you so much, and please take notes, and please go to Sycamore, and thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Next speaker is Mark Richard Daniels.
I come in here not knowing what I was going to say, and now I've got like 5 different things to say. First of all, the young people, just watching, it reinsures my faith to see these young people and, soccer and just academic studies and all these things that, wow, the future looks bright when I see this. It just, wow, it's just, I have to come here more often just to get energized and inspired. Now the name Colony, I just want, I have, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard for you teachers here. It started out as a wine colony. Let's keep that in mind. It progressed as a communal group that was going to grow wine by growing grapes, smashing the grapes. We know this story. If you know the story of the creation of Anaheim, and we were the Los Angeles Vineyard Society originally, and people that did not know about growing grapes all came down here and took a shot at it with a few teachers, and this is the term colony. And we basically were the largest wine cellar in the United States, and we rivaled Europe, France and Italy, that is a wine producers, of course, but we were the largest producer in the United States here in Anaheim, this little colony. The second colony was Westminster, and it was founded by a group of Presbyterians who took the name Westminster from Westminster, England, and the founding of the doctrine of the Presbyterian Church in Westminster, England. Okay, so I'll move on from there. And I have an issue with cohabitating. Here we are in the city of Anaheim, this rich, affluent city, and this school district, which is now 125 years since the founding of the original Anaheim High School. And there should be more of a partnership. I know in years past, there used to be what was called Teen Challenge, if anybody knows what that is. Teen Challenge was where the, say, Western High School would open up their gymnasium in the summer, and it was, you would have the city of Anaheim send over people from the Park and Rec to facilitate those. They would have different events inside the gymnasium. The high schools that had swimming pools were opened in the summertime. And they would have, again, from the Park and Rec would oversee, as lifeguards would oversee the high schools. I'd like to see more partnership with the city of Anaheim, and of course then Cypress and La Palma as you reach out to the rest of the district, that there has to be more of the idea that you have the campus in the daytime and then Anaheim comes in at night and you guys partnership whatever event, even this chamber here, you would have, does that mean I gotta go? Oh. So anyhow, that you would have this partnership that would seem to work well in hand in past days. And I know there is the board members that are part of the city commission as far as the sister cities and all that. So we have to get more of a partnership and not be so estranged as it's been in years past. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next speaker is Raquel Solorzano Duarte. Yes. Oh, yes.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Superintendent, and Cabinet members. I'm Raquel Solorzano Dueñas, a very proud alumni and teacher at Western High School. I'm here tonight to highlight a student-led event known as Market Day. Market Day is a culminating event where student CEOs have an opportunity to sell a product to the local community. Students spend time researching, designing, and marketing their product to our school community. This fall, we had 11 student-run businesses since our last in-person Market Day, which was held on March 6th, 2020. We got it in just in time. The profits that the student businesses generate go back to those student CEOs in the form of scholarship checks. In 2020, we issued over $600 in scholarship checks to our student CEOs. During the pandemic in 2021, we held a very small online virtual event and issued $130 in scholarship checks. This year, we were able to provide $1,500 in scholarship checks to our student CEOs. Our student CEOs this year include Rufino Brito Miranda, Megan Brewer, Isabella Martinez, Santos Cristobal, Emily Leon Caro, Nor Sandi, Chow Taylor, Stephanie Anaya, Alexander Morales, Angelina Magana, and Jesse Contreras. We had staff play the role of secret shoppers and rated the businesses in the areas of best storefront, best customer service, and most knowledgeable. These outstanding CEOs earned Dave & Buster's gift cards. For best storefront, we had CEO Angelina, who made custom Christmas ornaments at her table. For best customer service, we had student CEO Emily Leon for Emily's Chamoy Gummies. It sounds odd, but she sold out quickly. Most knowledgeable went to student CEO Megan Brewer for her handmade scarves. Megan demonstrated her social entrepreneurship skills and donated her profits to the Puente program at Orangeview. This event is possible due to our partnership with Empowered. A special thank you to Superintendent Matsuda and his innovative approach to educating our students in career preparedness. He made the initial connection and continues to support this partnership. Empowered partners with change-making educators who help students develop a growth mindset that ensures they develop the skills and confidence to create and seize opportunities in and out of the classroom through experiential learning. I have copies here of a previously published Empowered magazine for board members. A bookmark is placed within the magazine that highlights Anaheim Union High School District and its creative classroom approach to integrating real-world skills within all content areas. And finally, I would like to invite you all to our next Market Day, which will be at our district-wide event, Steamapalooza, next Saturday at Loera High School from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Western will have 5 student-run businesses. We are very excited to continue providing these market day opportunities to students to help them learn scholarship funds. Please bring your wallets. We are not set up for electronic payment yet, so cash, please. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. The last speaker is Julia M.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Good, okay. This is in regards to the retaining of the Arabic course at Western High School. I'll make it succinct because my daughter implied that you guys don't care, that she could see it from your faces, but I don't believe her. So anyway, with that said, Arabic is the bridge to international affairs and global politics. It opens opportunities. 280 million people speak it worldwide, Arabic. The father of algebra is Muhammad Musa al-Khwarizmi. He spoke Arabic. He contributed the concepts and terminology of algorithm, degree, cube, the digit 0, average, in astronomy, point on sphere, zenith. So math is the universal language in conjunction with Arabic. Anaheim is considered Little Arabia and was officially recognized on August 2022. So with that said, it's important for the community to provide opportunities for students that would like to learn Arabic. Thank you.
That's the end of our speakers. Next is item 9, items of business. School sponsor student organizations. Do you have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's 6-0. Thank you. Next is 9.2, resolutions. Thank you, one and all, for being here this evening. Resolution number 2022-23-B-12, temporary interfund transfer.
So moved.
Second.
This is a motion, a second. Any questions on this? Okay, this is a roll call vote. Ms. Guerrero?
Aye.
Ms. Percy?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Randall Trejo?
Aye.
And I vote aye. That's 5-0. Next is 9.3, resolution number 2022-23-B-13, School Lunch Hero Day.
So moved.
Second.
Have any questions, comments on this? This is a great day.
Yes.
And this is a roll call vote. Ms. Guerrero?
Aye.
Ms. Percy?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Randall Trejo?
Aye.
And I vote aye, 5-0. 9.4, resolution number 2022-23-HR-06, Day of the Teacher.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, this is a roll call vote. Ms. Guerrero?
Aye.
Ms. Percy?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Randall Trejo?
Aye.
And I vote aye, 5-0. 9.5, resolution number 2022-23-HR-07, National School Nurse Day.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote. Ms. Guerrero?
Aye.
Ms. Percy?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Randall Trejo?
Aye.
And I vote aye, 5-0. 9.6, resolution number 2022-23, HR-08, classified reduction in force.
Nobody wants to do this.
Oh, yeah.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Reluctant second.
Yeah.
Any comments? Okay, reluctantly. Roll call vote. Ms. Guerrero?
Aye.
Ms. Percy?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Randall Trejo?
Aye.
And I vote, unfortunately, aye. Moving to business services, 9.7, selection of leaseback contractor for the projects at Dale Junior High School, Catella, and Kennedy High Schools.
So moved.
RFP number 2023-15, and I accept your motion. And we have a
Second.
second? We have a second? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's 5-0. Educational Services, 9.8, agreement, Arctic Wolf Networks, Inc.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion?
Yes, I had a question.
Sure.
I just wanted a clarification if this, I know this has to do with our framework. Is this the first time, and I know before spring break, we had some internet outages. Is this the first time we're experienced this length of interruptions? I don't know who to. Yes, for the internet, yeah.
Eric Grimm, would you like to speak to that, please? Thank you.
Good evening, Eric.
Eric, thank you.
Hello, good evening. No, this is not the first time we've experienced internet outages. We've had a variety over the years of outages, from power outages that would take the entire district down. We've had instances where our service provider that provides our data lines have had issues. So the most common example of that would be the companies doing construction out in the city. They break a fiber and it creates outages for one or more schools. We've had that. The worst example of that is probably about 6 years ago, we had a 3-day outage at 3 schools with no internet for 3 days.
Oh, wow.
And then we have had outages where equipment fails, where we've had cyber incidents that interrupt service from a couple of minutes to 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay. And this contractor would assist in navigating that traffic?
This particular contractor was looking to see if the issues were related to any type of cybersecurity issues.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Eric.
Yes, go ahead.
So by cybersecurity issues, like DDoSing and things like that, would those be stopped? Or?
It could be DDoSing. It could be if there was something more malicious like ransomware or anything related to cybersecurity.
Any other questions?
Well, just one, because I think I read that it wasn't any of that, though. It was this last spate of problems wasn't related to anything like that, negative, was it?
That is correct. That's been their findings thus far. So
Okay.
we're going to be closing out with them fairly soon. Our last update with them is they have found no evidence of issues related to cybersecurity.
That's good.
That's good, okay. Thank you.
And my comment is not for you, but for the Ed Division. Thank you for getting the word out so that our students weren't freaking out right before the break. I think it was occurrence happened, and we wanted to get the word out that assignments weren't going to be affected. And I got word of that at Anaheim High School, that teachers had gotten that message, and they were kind of relaxed on that, for our students. So I just want to thank us for getting the word out so students weren't, suffering through that.
I'd like to second that too, that thank you. And thank you to Eric for all your email updates. We appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that's 5-0. 9.9, independent contractor agreement, Mary's Kitchen.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. 9.10, independent contractor agreement, Kathy Ollinger.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Comments, questions? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0. 9.11, independent contractor services agreement, junior achievement of Orange County.
Second?
Motion and a second. Any comments, questions? I have some background in junior achievement, and I'm very pleased to see this being offered.
Yeah. This is a
This
neat thing.
opportunity.
Yeah.
So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good. 9.12, grant award, National Association for School Nurses, Champions for School Health.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, I believe this is a ratification, so any questions?
Nope.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0. 9.13, independent contractor agreement, OBS Midco LLC.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
Yeah, I just was wondering, is this a new, and I know Jaren's not here, is this a new person that we're going to be, or company that we're going to be working with? And do we know why we chose this particular company?
Yeah, this is going to go through the SYS department. I know we have Lauren here for 9.13. Lauren, if you can
Sorry,
help
Lauren.
with that. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I have to ask, Ms. Trejo, can you repeat the question? I didn't quite catch the whole thing.
On the independent contractor agreement with QBS Midco LLC, do you know why we chose this particular
I
company?
do. We worked in conjunction with the SELPA to identify the best provider for this training for our district. So in working with Mr. Levine and Mr. Rodriguez at the SELPA, we identified together that this was the best company.
Okay, so moving forward, we're going to start training more?
Yes, we have
Or
a
is this
training.
trainer of trainers?
This is a trainer of trainers.
Okay.
It's coming up in April, and then we'll move forward with the rollout from there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Sorry
you.
to put you on the spot, but.
No,
good
no
to
worries.
see
That's
you.
why I'm here.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. 5-0. 9.14, independent contractor agreement, Orange County Bar Foundation, Project Youth OC Juvenile Diversion Program.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions?
No.
Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 5-0. Human Resources, 9.15, initial contract proposal, AUHSD to Anaheim Military Instructors Union, AMIU. That is information only. 9.16 is a public hearing, so we open the public hearing for the initial contract proposal, AUHSD to Anaheim Military Instructors Union. Anybody wishing to speak? Seeing none, we close the public hearing. 9.17, initial contract proposal, AMIU to AUHSD, information only. 9.18, public hearing, open public hearing for initial contract proposal, AMIU to AUHSD. Anybody wishing to speak? Seeing none, we close the public hearing. 9.19, amended 2022-23, 2020-23-24, and 2024-25 student-teacher calendar.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments, questions?
Yes, I have a comment. I'm going to vote no on this item because I do not agree with the calendar, and I don't know whether I voted for it earlier in the year or not, but I will continually vote no on this calendar because I do not agree with it. I have spoken very vocally about not believing in starting in August. I think we're out of step with reality and what is the best for our kids. So, whenever it comes up, I will say no. So you will be aware that I'm not voting yes on this.
Ms.
Just
Trejo.
remind me why we're voting on the 22-23 calendar right now.
Well, we've already voted on this calendar. This was already accepted all 3 years. But this is now a new thing because now they have made June 10th,
Juneteenth.
Holiday, yeah.
a
Federal holiday.
That's
federal
what it is.
holiday.
This
So
is
now,
just changing the calendar for
right.
Juneteenth.
So basically, we're adding that to the calendar. And from what my question was before, there's got to be about 478 people that will be under this item because they will be working June umpteenth or whatever.
Yes, okay,
Okay.
thank
It'll
you.
Cost the district for the
Right.
decision, $195,000.
Right.
Okay. All right, that was motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Okay, and abstain. No, it's 4-1. Thank you. Consent calendar. Anybody wishing to pull any items? Okay, I'm going to pull 10.9Z and 10.10. Anybody
Move
else?
the balance.
Move the balance?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so that is 5-0 on that. So 10.9Z and 10.10.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? 4-0-1. Thank you. Moving on to page, we're getting there,
Yep. 25 of 26.
25, Superintendent and Staff Report.
Thank you very much. I do have a brief report. I visited Cypress High School, Oxford High School, and Kennedy High School's capstone, and was very impressed with what I saw, both with the students and also joining parents who were very proud of their students, and kudos to all of the teachers who've done an amazing job launching the capstone at their respective schools. Nancy Nien and I have also were at South Junior High in Catella presenting on our challenges with declining enrollment and chronic absenteeism. And over the past few weeks, I have visited Orangeview as well as the MAC over at Magnolia, Dale, and Anaheim High School to tour the what's been going on with biotech over there, and as well as obviously Sycamore Junior High School. Thank you.
Further? Yes.
Perfect. I just wanted to say thank you to all the student ambassadors and all the students that attended the LCAP this past Tuesday night. We saw so many amazing kids there, so I'm sure all the ambassadors really called upon the students to attend. So thank you so much for showing up, and I'm just so happy to see you guys there. And I did attend the Kennedy capstone for the first time, so it was really, really amazing. And what I want to share is a lot of our teachers are very, very reflective. They ask student questions like, one of the teachers that was resonating with me was, he asked, what could have we done better to acknowledge and to help you with what your passion is, things that are outside the school. So I just wanted to thank a lot of our teachers as well, so they're just showing the interest in those kids and showing their compassion to the students. It was just really, really visible at Kennedy this week. So I just want to thank the staff over there for that.
Very good.
Oh, yes. I did attend the CASPL conference as well. That's the California Association of School Business Officials conference last week. And so as you all know, about 3,200 school business people came together. It was just right here in Long Beach, and really learned a lot about different things. Especially right now with the cost of living adjustment, what that's looking like, with some of the state budget challenges that's continuing. So there's just a lot of anxiety at this point with all the state budgets. So that's what we're hearing. And some of the Prop 28 money as well. That's something that's a big topic right now, to see what some of the things that can be done, or how long should we start planning for those dollars as well. So there's just a lot of different ideas, and it was so good to kind of to share and to hear what other districts are doing with some of the things that they're doing in terms of constructions as well. So just a lot of very creative ideas, and it was like, well, if next time when we do this, we can probably looking at doing that. So it was really, really informative to attend the conference with some of my staff as well. Good, thank you.
Thank you. Nothing?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I want to echo what Nancy said in regard to the LCAP, and just really thank our families, our staff, all of our students that have been attending, and our ed staff that has been helping to support and facilitate our group. So we really truly appreciate it. It's been a great showing of everyone, but in particular our students. So UMCAR and all of our student ambassadors, thank you very much. And then our community forum from yesterday at Sycamore Junior High, I think just to thank all of those who attended, all of our families from Sycamore, our staff that helped to put that together, starting with John Bautista and our support staff here at the district, and our staff over at Sycamore. They did a great job, and just for all those that were in attendance, including our board members, thank you for all that were there in support. Thank you very much. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 12, Board of Trustees reports. We'll start with Ms. Guerrero.
Thank you. I know it's been a while since we met, so I have a few things. So I've had the opportunity to meet with the Business Services Department and Nancy's team, and I also had the Budget Committee meeting with Trustee O'Neill. I attended the AUHSD Theater and Dance Festival Showcase I had the opportunity to participate in the California School Board Association's Legislative Action Week and attended meetings with our local school board members, including local school board members with our assembly members, including Assemblywoman Sharon Kirk-Silva and Assemblymember Avelino Valencia. I had the grand honor of attending Anaheim High School's 125th celebration. It was a great event filled with alumni, some of my former classmates, and I want to thank the Office of Lucrea for the check that they presented for the restoration of the Cook Auditorium, and just thank the Anaheim Union High School staff and ASB for organizing a wonderful event for the Anaheim High School community. I attended the Laura High School Lauren Lapland's number retirement ceremony, the AUHSD Years of Service Awards with some of my board colleagues. I attended the second LCAP in March. I know we had a few, and it was a great event, a great turnout, even considering it rained that day. So thank you to everyone, the students that took the time to be there. I also attended AUHSD's Soapbox Speech Finals. It was my first time ever hearing soapbox speeches, and it was incredible, the students' work and time that went into it. So I'm very proud of all of the student presenters. I attended the California Association for Bilingual Education Administrative Symposium and the Seal of Excellence banquet for Anaheim High School's Dual Language Academy program. And I want to thank the DLA program for all their work that they've done and congratulate them on their award. I also had the opportunity to attend AUHSD's Community Schools Steering Committee and see how our various partners work together for our community schools. And I want to thank Grant and Carlos for co-running that meeting. I also had the opportunity to attend the Capstone Conversations at Anaheim High School. It was also my first Capstone Conversation. It was really a great experience to hear from our graduating class. And I also had the opportunity to go to Sycamore during their site visit, as they were officially recognized as a California Democracy School, the last of our AUHSD schools, and I'm incredibly proud of the teamwork that took together, so congratulating them on their being named as a California Democracy School. I also had the opportunity to meet with some of our city partners, and I also had yesterday I had the opportunity to attend Sycamore Junior High School Community Forum along with some of our board colleagues. I want to thank everyone that took the time to put that together, including our community schools, the panelists that were part of the event, the Sycamore Junior High School community, and the city partners that were there, and the parents and students for taking the time to attend the forum and for their support. Unfortunately, we did have to end the forum for reasons such as technical difficulties and the weather. And I do believe we as a Sycamore community are stronger together, and I know the school will be sending out an email for the next steps, so just letting our families know that. And then I had the opportunity to do site visits at Dale Junior High School, Orange View Junior High School, South Junior High School, and Cambridge Virtual Academy. That includes my prayer. Thank you. That was it. We didn't meet in a long time. So.
Very good. Ms. Piercy.
Oh, I'm exhausted. Okay.
I know, sorry.
I, first of all, attended the Anaheim Union High School District's Years of Service Awards. Always enjoyed that. That was well done again. I also attended the Sharon Quirk-Silva Woman of Distinction Awards at Cypress College. I was there to back up Renee Bryant and being awarded this Woman of Distinction Award, and she well earned it. It was a very nice little reception in the theater lobby at Cypress College. I also attended the CABE Administrative Leadership Seminar, and that was very interesting. I really, really liked it. It was, you know, I learned a lot, and that's always a good thing when you can say you learned a lot. I attended, Lexington Junior High was the site of the Korean TV station's cook-off, where they had, the TV station came in for 2 days. The first day, they went into the classrooms and talked to them about Korean cooking and lunches and this type of thing. And the second day, they came in with all the food and all the people, and they did all the preparation in the culinary arts lab. I have like 700 pictures that Kristen Harps downloaded, airdropped to me on my phone, and then it went into the cloud because I didn't have any room. So, but I'm learning how to get it back, okay. So, but it was amazing. I'm watching them do all this preparation of the food, and they had about 6 different sous chefs, I guess you call them, the ones under the main chef. So they were doing all, and you wouldn't know this was going on because they came around to the back of the campus and there had to be a dozen white vans. So they came in with all this technical equipment and there had to be at least 8 cameras in the, or 10 or 15 cameras in the kitchen. And then they took the multi-purpose room and they set it up to feed 100 students at a time. And I went in that morning and I knew it was going on, but I had a couple other things going on that day, but I got back for lunch at 1 o'clock. And they sat you at the tables and you had to have a ticket. So the kids had to, ask to be included. And so they'd line them up for the 2 different servings and they had them 6 at a table. And you got this huge silver tray with 7 different portion sections, a big portion for your stew and a big portion for your sticky rice, and then 4 different things. And we had a Korean kebab, which had crab, oh, so good, and, kind of Spam on it, and it was held together with an egg, and it had a pickled turnip, I think, and I can't remember what the other thing was, but it was very colorful and very good. And then Korean seaweed, and then we had an egg and cucumber salad, and I'm trying to remember what the other one was. I can't remember. So anyway, phenomenal. And then, you had this full meal and on these beautiful trays, and then afterwards they just asked for you to say good or bad, but you had an opportunity to discuss it with the other students at your table. And I luckily was at a table with a couple of girls who were very adept with their chopsticks, and this one she was cute. She was an eater too, for a little kid. She was an eater, but she liked certain things and she was taking it, oh, you don't like that? I like, because the stew had potatoes and carrots, and she didn't care for the carrots, but she liked the potatoes. So, so it was cute and it was great. And I mean, it was phenomenal. But in addition to this going on at the school, Oak High School from Victoria, Canada came in. They had 2 big coaches, but those big travel coaches. It's not a bus, it's a coach. And they came in with their choir and their band and all their instruments, and they performed, along with Steve Graves, the band teacher at Lexington, was friends with the band teacher who came from Oak High School in Canada. And they came here for a week, and they're doing other things. They were going to be playing at Disneyland also. But they had time that morning because they were going to go to the beach in the afternoon. So they came and performed for a few of Steve's classes. And it was neat. And I happened to be there for that. And so was Brian. So that was phenomenal. And it was all kinds of things going on, that little campus on that Friday. It was great. I also attended the insurance committee meeting, and we're going to have another one on Monday because we are evaluating maybe switching insurance carriers or pharmaceutical carriers. And so I will be here. I looked on my calendar. I think I'm open, so I'll be here.
I'll
Okay.
call you in the morning.
Huh? Yeah, call me and remind me. Okay. And then I attended the Strategic Arts Planning Revisioning. I'm attending those meetings that are being held in the PDC with Brian. They're working really well on the whole revisioning of the arts curriculums. And then one last thing I did was I attended the memorial for Diane Poor, who had been our CBO here. She retired, but unfortunately she passed away. And it was a nice memorial, very well done. I saw a lot of previous employees of the district that worked with Diane, and it was a nice thing. So, and that's,
Thank you.
I think that's all I did.
Mrs. Smith?
Well, I don't have a lot to report. The insurance committee meeting, is it in person on Monday?
It can be either.
Either in person or virtual. We have both set up.
I need to be reminded of that.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Please.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'll call.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I just want to say we are very, very fortunate and blessed in many ways. And just attending and participating by listening at the insurance committee meetings over these many years has been a learning experience. And I just want everybody to understand that it's not just something that's just given to us. We work for it. And it's been a very positive experience with good people conducting the process. And the discipline committee was the last one for the school year. And it's always a learning process, what our teachers are dealing with in our schools. The process of coming out of COVID and dealing with all the impact of COVID and the effect on our classrooms and schools and society. It's another learning experience. And then I had the pleasure of attending the Color and Light Art and Photography exhibition. And Brian Belsky said that they arrived at 8 in the morning. It was held at a community center over on in back of Brookhurst Junior High School and Anaheim Community Service. Yeah. Thank you. I was just Brookhurst. Thank you. And it's quite an astounding thing to experience all of the types of mediums, what these kids produce, and the teachers that work with these students on different campuses. And I think that I brought one for each of you. Mm-hmm. The location was stupendous, and the attendance was just out of sight. Obviously, a tremendous amount of pride shown and a delight.
And Mrs. Piercy wasn't there.
No, I was going to mention that later.
I couldn't believe I missed that.
Ms. Randall
I
Trejo.
have never missed that. It was all the fault of my calendar, and I met with a techie this afternoon to try to straighten things out. So everything I should, get it all straight now.
I just figured you were in the ER.
No.
Worst case scenario.
Exactly. We were concerned where you were for her to miss that. But the good thing about that, it's all online, right?
Oh, yes.
Well,
we got the video.
But it's still, come on, I've always been there.
I know. You did get to shake the hands of the students and congratulate them, but we were there. So, yes, I attended as well Diane Poor's celebration of life service, and it was very, very well done. It was very interesting. I never had kind of been in that kind of a in the service. It wasn't really a service. It was just kind of like a really celebration and just kind of a gathering of people that knew her and were asked to speak on your memory of her, and thank you, Brian, for representing us as well as the superintendent. And the positive thing about that, unfortunately, we get to see old family of our our old colleagues and employees of the district. We don't want to see them in that sense, but it is comforting to see people that we know, and was able to see Dr. Billings at that service, so it's always good to see her. And at the OC CSBA and joint AXA dinner, she was there as well, and she announced her retirement from AXA.
Oh, she's retiring?
She's retiring. So get this, 20 years teaching, 20 years as an administrator, including superintendent, 20 years with AXA.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal career. So, so good for her. I'm sure she'll still be around, catching up with everyone, but we're sure going to miss her, seeing her at the annual dinners. She's a delight. I also attended the CABE Administrator Symposium with both professors, Dr. Victor Rios and Dr. Rebecca Mirles Rios, husband and wife team, professors out of Santa Barbara, and they have a phenomenal program, so much so that Anaheim Elementary had Dr. Rios at our kickoff for Anaheim Elementary. Yeah, yeah, he's really good, good speaker and educator. As far as his thing is it's merging, help me out, mental health. It's oh gosh, it just went out of my head. he merges Pavlov and the EQ. It's emotional. I can't remember what it is.
Emotional intelligence.
It's emotional intelligence, but he has a really cool saying. It just popped right in my head. Should have written it down. But anyway, he talks about, merging educational, rigor with the EQ. So the balance. And then there was a dinner and dance and honoring Anaheim High School afterwards. And so it's always fun. Color and Light, always spectacular. The student, and I know you're probably going to talk about her, but I'm going to talk about her first. She was a freshman that got the best of show in the high school division, and her charcoal pencil print artwork was just phenomenal. And go on the website to see it. All of the work is just amazing. I can't believe that they're junior high school and high school students producing that artwork, but this one was just, you can't believe it. She said her inspiration was, she wanted to do something with a lot of emotion in it. And she said she listened to Elton John's Candle in the Wind song to get the inspiration for that drawing. And it's just, she's a freshman, yes. And it took her a week and a half to finish that.
It's called Gifted.
Yes, absolutely. And so very well done. What I loved about that, what you talked about, the way they decorated it, they did do the lights in the corner, really, really cool effect to really make it look professional. And all of the teachers said that that was the best lighting for the artwork.
Oh, really?
Out of all the places that we've ever
'cause that's a
done.
new location. This is a new location for us. Yeah.
Not the ambience, but the lighting was good.
The lighting, yeah, was great to see that. I attended Anaheim High School soapbox presentations in the EL department. Casey Lang invited me, and she gets the students that literally come, straight from another country into her classrooms, and the amazing work that she does to make them feel welcome and, gosh, it's just amazing. She said she had students that had just come to school like 2 days ago, or a week ago. And I can't imagine being a student coming from another country and then coming to this giant high school. But she makes them feel at home. And all the kids love her. And Robert was there too. And so it was really, really amazing speeches that the students gave. Some gave them all in Spanish, some gave them in Spanish and English, and there was a student that actually spoke Thai. So can you imagine the challenges that she has as a teacher trying to manage that? But there's a lot of love in that classroom. I attended the 125th anniversary of Anaheim High School. That was a really fun celebration. Also, the Strategic Arts Planning Meeting, the Wonderful Years of Service celebration. Brad, you did an excellent job, that ceremony. And I attended also with my colleague, Lauren Lappin's retirement of number 37, our Olympic champion. Gosh, she's just amazing. She spoke to every single girl or student that was in the softball team and took the time with every single one to speak to them. they all had her shirt on, and she signed every single one and just really spoke to them. Wasn't in a rush, and just I just thought that's amazing. She's just a sweet person. And what the teacher said about her is that if you think she's a great athlete, she's a kinder, more kinder person than she is skilled at being an athlete. So that says a lot. Thank everybody who went to or put on the community forum. I think today spoke a lot about how well that went. Thank you for reaching out to the community. Thank you for honoring our community. And Nancy, if you're listening, you're my hero. Went to the ambassador interviews. You forgot about that.
I was wondering whether that
Yeah.
was this time or not.
Ambassador interviews with Ms. Piercy. It was a Friday evening and then a Saturday all day interviewing our wonderful new ambassadors with UMCAR. And they're all going to be fabulous next year. And also, Brian and we interviewed our student ROPs for the celebration of success coming up. And we did classroom visits with ROP at Salk Elementary, Magnolia, Western, and Savannah. And then, of course, we attended our ROP meetings, and I attended my GASELPA meeting, and that's my report.
Gee, mine will be really quick because there's been so much duplication. So 2 ROP meetings, OCSB a dinner with Jan Billings, which is always a pleasure, a budget meeting. You didn't mention Hope School Prom. That's always a highlight, to stop and see those kids dancing and having a great time. We try to make it every year, my wife and I. The ROP tour to the schools that Anne-Marie just mentioned. The ROP interviews for success. The Anaheim High School 125th celebration that I had to leave quickly, got called away on, but I was there for a short period of time. Years of service at Western. Attended a principal meeting. So those are always a pleasure if I can be able to get here at that hour in the morning. You should start those about 11 o'clock. I can make more of those. Okay. District soapbox speeches, they're fantastic. Those students are just so wonderful, and being able to express themselves, they're going to do well in society. CABE, the Seal of Success Award for Anaheim High School, PTA Administrators Dinner, the JFK Capstone presentation, CVA Market Day. That was neat to go in and see what the students had made. I even was given a cookie that it was a business, and they're selling these, she's selling these cookies, and she's doing well. So they really have some very innovative ideas. So it was great to hear and see. I attended over at Westmont Elementary. 2 of our ambassadors from Cattell and CVA were there, and they had 6th graders sitting there on the floor, and they were giving a presentation on AUHSD and what to expect. And the thing that when they asked at the very end, who's afraid, who's nervous, and I would say almost every single hand was shot up in the air very quickly. And what were you nervous about? Now, I said this at ROP meeting last night. What do you think they were nervous about? Math. And they said, math? It was all over. Everybody was worried about math. So they tried to calm their fears about math. I attended as Ms. Piercy said, the event at Lexington, the Korean and the Canadian singers. And the Color and Light show was fantastic. I just showed Ms. Piercy what she missed. It was just phenomenal. The community forum last night, sad, but it was, I'm glad to see it took place, even though there's, some issues came up. But I think that it was important to do what we did, and let's move forward and reflect back and do better in the future. So I wish our principal healthy a quick, healthy return to the business world of being a principal. And there's two things that I know you cannot repeat. I attended the remodel of the La Palma ER. And saw that I think it's finished now. I was there a couple weeks ago to see how they were doing, and very close. So if any of you get in an issue in that area, feel good that it's a good ER. Better equipped, better position for health care in the ER. And then,
Survived it.
so have I, too many times. Yes. Maybe that's why they're remodeling it, because I was there too often.
Broke it?
I'm on the board there, and they come in, they say, "Oh." Yeah. And then the last thing is, I went to my grandson's preschool and gave him a presentation on Vietnam Veterans Day. And so I took my uniforms and showed them all different, I think there are about four or five different uniforms I had with me, and showed them the different ones and why you wore them. And and you know what the big question was?
What?
A girl asked me what kind of cookies I liked. Totally off subject.
She knows you.
I know.
What can I say? You like cookies?
No.
Yeah. All right. Advanced planning. You can see the future meeting dates. Suggested agenda items, anything to throw out at this point?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Thank you. So since the Sycamore incident, I know we've taken a look at our campus safety measures, and the district has had the opportunity to meet with our city partners, as they are also a stakeholder in addressing our school community safety. And I know the safety of our students, staff, and school community is a top priority, and there are outside factors beyond the school's boundaries that affect our communities and our schools. And with over 10 of our schools located within the city of Anaheim's jurisdiction, I believe there are definitely opportunities for collaboration with the city. And I would like the board to consider either a resolution or a letter in asking the city of Anaheim for their support and their commitment in addressing our schools' community safety.
I'll second that. Yes.
Yeah, I'll third it. Yes,
Thank you.
definitely.
Okay. Yeah, we have to come up with whatever is going to be the best means of doing that
Right.
Okay.
at the end. Yeah, we have to decide which way to go.
And I
So,
think this is something that many other cities, with large school districts,
Absolutely.
should look into also. It is your community. We are the children of the community, so our community should be involved with us as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Used to.
No, good idea.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
So it'll be on the agenda next. or
I don't know. We need to have staff work.
The May agenda is being finalized. We'll make an effort to do that
Okay.
in May. Otherwise, we would do it in June first thing.
Okay, thank you.
And maybe if we can see a copy of it beforehand to
Yes, please.
to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a copy of the resolution beforehand.
Okay.
Email it.
Yeah, email. Anything else? Okay, seeing none. Do I have a motion
So moved.
at 8:08? Motion and a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.